your response to Eric Adams that at the core of your policy is racism?
It's kind of odd, really, Laura, because New York and Chicago, they are self-declared sanctuary cities. So you would think they would be asking for me to be busing migrants to their cities. The fact of the matter is, Laura, that there are more people coming across the border every single day than there are migrants that are in Chicago or New York. And this is not a Texas problem. This is a United States problem. And it's the responsibility of New York and Chicago and the entire country to deal with a problem caused by Joe Biden and Joe Biden's open border policies. As you have said before, we can never forget the way it was just a few years ago under President Trump. We were at multi-decade lows in the number of people coming across the border. Now we are at these record-breaking highs, and it will get worse when Title 42 is repealed and the borders are opened up. And so Chicago, New York, and other cities, they need to step up and help out in this crisis caused by Joe Biden.
Imagine arriving in a bustling city in the middle of the night. You're tired, confused, and unsure of what awaits you in this unfamiliar place. You're one of the many who've been bussed hundreds of miles away from where you thought you would find refuge. This isn't a scene from a movie, it's a reality faced by thousands of illegal immigrants in America used as pawns in a high-stakes political game. As the interview shown in the beginning of the video, in Wednesday, September 27, 2023, Texas Governor Greg Abbott arrived in New York City to chat about the border crisis and the influx of migrants that has brought chaos to the city. And since then, the Operation Lone Star has started. Operation Lone Star was launched with the goal of securing the Texas border, preventing illegal activities, and addressing the influx of migrants. This operation is a collaborative effort involving the Texas Department of Public Safety and the Texas National Guard. As part of this operation, Texas began busing migrants from border towns to various U.S. cities such as Washington, D.C., New York City, and Chicago. This strategy was intended to alleviate pressure on local resources in border communities and distribute the responsibility to cities deemed capable of supporting these migrants. The busing strategy has cost the state over $12 million. The migrants transported were those who volunteered for the ride, aiming to provide them access to better resources and support in other cities. As impact, cities like New York and Chicago, which have received thousands of migrants, have had to rapidly mobilize shelter, food, and other essential services. This sudden influx has sparked both logistical challenges and political debates about immigration and sanctuary policies. The busing strategy, which started as a political maneuver by certain state governments, is often presented as a relief effort for border towns overwhelmed by migrants. However, critics argue that this tactic is less about relief and more about shifting the problem of immigration to politically opposed urban areas. This strategic displacement is not just a relocation. It's a political statement, crafted to ignite partisan debates and draw lines in the sand. By analyzing the rhetoric used by proponents and opponents of this strategy, we see a clear picture of the political landscape and its manipulation of human lives. Let's consider the human aspect of this strategy. The immigrants involved are often vulnerable, seeking safety and opportunity, yet upon arrival in new cities, they find themselves without support, often in the dead of night, without food, shelter, or a clear path forward. This abrupt transition can lead to severe psychological and physical distress, raising serious human rights concerns. Are these policies respecting the dignity of individuals? Are they legal under international human rights laws? These are the questions we need to ask to evaluate the justness of such actions. Different media outlets play a crucial role in shaping how these events are perceived. For example, a right-leaning outlet might highlight the strain on local resources caused by immigrants, supporting restrictive policies, as shown how Fox News has reported the operation as the secure of states' rights. In contrast, a left-leaning outlet might focus on the failures of the government to provide humane treatment, looking for more open policies like the video shown. This polarization in the media not only informs but also manipulates public opinion, obscuring the complex realities of immigration. For instance, each of reports been shown in the video has at least 1 million views. so people who've been constantly follow the specific media will be affected without doubt. The Operation Lone Star is not the only one controversy that polarized by different outlets-based political attitude. In fact, in recent years, almost every social controversies are reported differently in different stands, and readers, as perceiver of delivered opinion, are always manipulated by media and politicians, including Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, and even recent Israel-Palestine war. There are always an invisible hand behind controversies trying to push perceivers to one of the stands without letting people know. As we've explored today, the busing of immigrants as a political strategy raises profound questions about human rights, political accountability, and societal impact. From the motives behind such actions to their profound effects on vulnerable populations and the role of media in shaping our perceptions, the issues are complex and multifaceted. This strategy not only relocates individuals geographically, but also places them at the center of a contentious political debate affecting everything from local economies to national policy. The human cost of such policies is significant, impacting real lives and communities far beyond the headlines. However, change is driven by awareness and action. It's crucial for each of us to stay informed, question the narratives presented to us, and engage in meaningful dialogue about the policies and their implications. Now, I would like to make some call for action so we can better deal with these issues in our life. First of all, educate yourself and others, continue to learn about immigration issues, read widely, listen to diverse perspectives, and educate others on the complexities of immigration policies and their real-world impacts. After that, support local and national organizations is also a good idea. Consider supporting organizations that work directly with immigrants and refugees. These groups provide essential services and advocate for more humane policies. Then, engage politically can be missed, and by that it means to voice your concerns and advocate for change. Contact your representatives, participate in local meetings, and vote in elections to influence how your community addresses these challenges. After all, volunteer, if possible, volunteer your time or resources to help organizations that support immigrants. Even small contributions can make a big difference in the lives of those who have been uprooted. As we close our discussion today, let's remember that behind the policies and political debates are real human stories, stories of aspiration, struggle, and resilience. Our actions, informed by empathy and understanding, can light the way toward a more just and welcoming society. Thank you for your attention and willingness to engage with these critical issues. Let's carry forward the insights from today and make a conscious effort to be part of positive change.